Evening, gents, and welcome to Game Week 8. A day later than planned, so apologies for that, and thank you for your patience. But here we are with Game Week 8, the last game week before the transfer window opens. So we will have a quick look at where we're at and the fixtures. So tonight we've got Aborigines, Wanganui, Dragons versus Hobart, Townsville, Nuku'alofa, Unicorns, Rapa Nui, Vanuatu versus Tutavua, Vikings versus Bundaberg, and Warriors versus Bushrats. Quick look at the table before we start. Hobart lead the way, 16 points, 5 wins from 7. Unicorns, Vikings, Unicorns, Rapa Nui, Bundaberg, and Vanuatu make up the playoff places. And good evening to the guys jumping in chat. Bushrats, the only side without a win, play my Warrior tonight, so we'll probably pick up the first 3 points there. So we will kick off with the Unicorns versus Rapa Nui. Just a heads up, I'm probably going to try and fly through it as quickly as I can, and I'm also probably not going to have time to get the packs out tonight and process the transfers, so I will do that tomorrow after work and get the pack out, hopefully with all transfers processed tomorrow evening, and then a quick turnaround for Dan on Sunday. So Unicorns make one change. Upiat comes back in to the starting lineup at centre back for Mendes in their only change, and across at Rapa Nui we have I can't remember if there was any change, if I'm honest. Oh, Kuhl has come in up front. Yeah, Duggan, that'll be brilliant. I'll play the fixtures and save and upload it. And if you want to blast it through and get the transfers done and upload for Game Week 9, then that'd be amazing. Perfect. So let's kick off the first game of the evening. We've got Unicorns versus Rapa Nui in the green and gold away kit for, I think, the first time. Davids has the ball in the net for the Unicorns, but it has been ruled out for offside. Yeah, there was a few transfers. Hodgie said that none of his transfers were on the spreadsheet, and last time I checked, they still weren't on there, so you might want to have a look at who he's done deals with or get him himself. So we have got to half time 0-0, not the best 45 minutes we've ever seen in competitive champ. Just the 3 shots, 2 for the away side and 1 for the Unicorns. Over at Rapa Nui, we've got Cannavaro on an 8, but with a yellow card, plenty of tackles for him. And over at the Unicorn, Bishan, Materazzi and Vieira doing well defensively. A pretty solid performance all round from Unicorns, but not a great deal of attacking threat. Both managers are going to roll to 60, so that is what we will do. Cool, the chance, but a good save. Oliver Kahn a little bit more involved as the Rapa Nui look to come forward. And Davy Collins, just on the stroke of 60 minutes, has opened the scoring. Still no attempts on target for the Unicorns. Just a 1 attempt in the second half so far for the away side. And it is David Collins again who has scored his ninth goal of the season. One change for Rob is going to see Salas come on for Harry Kuhl up front. Appreciate the speed in the chat, chaps. Thank you. So over at the Unicorns, we'll just wait and see what Smuts is going to do. Maybe Trezeguet, maybe take off a DMC and go 2 up front, potentially. try and get back into it. Actually, back's not having the best game. Evening Dimble, Savage, Tato, great to see you all with us. Trezeguet is going to come on for Crespo. Back for Swashikowski. And he's going to go and play out wide. And Ortega in behind Trezeguet. Fantastic. So, changes are made. And we'll run through the last 30 minutes. Collins with another chance there. But denied. And we flew through to the last minute, and Unicorns have offered very, very little. The goalkeeper, Oliver Kahn, hasn't had to actually make a save. Good performance from the away side. Davy Collins, the match winner, yet again. Assist coming from Mark Kerr, and a pretty all-round decent away performance from Rob's boys. Patrick Vieira picks up man of the match for a solid midfield performance, but to no avail. Some decent defensive performances in there, but just lacking any creativity and cutting edge up front. Rapinui take the 3 points. Next, we have got Duggan's Dragons against Hobart. I'm not sure if Dan is with us, but we will kick on regardless. Were there any changes? I think there was a few changes. Yep. Batistuta is in, as is Mido. Mendieta moves into midfield. So that is how the Dragons line up. Hart is in at left wing back as well, which I quite like to see. Luca Toni is going to be the big number 10, and across Hobart, Dan's already set his team up, but as I imagine, completely unchanged for the 8th time this season. Top of the league and doing extremely well. So good luck to both managers. Dragons vs Hobart. Minutes in, no real clear-cut chances as yet. Jack's with a chance there. Yellow card, I think, for Anderson. Elbear and Jack's involved again for Hobart. That front three seems to have been working well. Dan was a bit frustrated that Elbear had not been scoring, but I think he's been chipping in with assists and actually doing okay. And as I say that, he puts the ball in the back of the net, but it's ruled out for offside. Approaching half time. Feels quite busy in the text, but I'm not sure how many clear-cut chances we've actually had. But we get to half time. 2 attempts for Dragons, 4 for Hobart. 50% of the chances on target for both sides. 6s and 7s for the away side. Felt like they did quite well away from home there against a dangerous Dragon side. Everyone's fitness in the 90s, so no issues there. Not sure if Dan's with us, but just give us a nod in the chat if you are, Dan, and I'll give you a minute or 2. Similar in terms of ratings for Dragons. Attacking players not really getting involved, not getting on the ball. Mendy has picked up a yellow card on his last performance. The Dragons, which I think could be the same for a few players who could be on the move. Dan has just joined us, which is good to see. 0-0 at half time, and Dan's going to play on. Just wait and see if Duggan wants to do anything. So we're going to see Tony for Batistuta. And we're going to see Simkoviak for Mido. And we'll roll. We'll get the second half kicked off. And play it through to 60. And that gets us to 60 minutes without a great deal happening. Some decent performances in there from the defensive players from the Dragons. Desai, Finnan and Yeremis. We've got no fitness concerns there, but at 86% or above. So we'll just see if Duggan wants to make any more changes, but I would think he'll probably roll with it. which he has. And then across at Hobart, Tomasi having a good game in midfield. Again, fitness looks okay, 84% the lowest with Filipescu. We might see Dwight York come into one of them attacking midfield positions, which is something that Dan has done a few times. Maybe Gronke out wide could be an option for him. So we are going to see Dwight York for Carlos Jacks and a little arrow on Emerson as Hobart look to push on for a winner. No attempts in that 15 minutes, so we'll play it through and see if there is a winner in this game. Quite a tightly matched contest. And Luca Toni from the bench on his debut has scored for Dragons and put them 1-0 up. As we approach the last 10 minutes, Elbert picks up a yellow card, 5 minutes to go, and it's 2-0. Mendieta with a parting gift for the Dragons before he leaves for the Warriors. Gets the icing on the cake for Duggan, and Dragons come good in the last half an hour. Absolutely nothing from Hobart in the second half, not a single attempt on goal. Just a couple of attempts for the Dragons, and both gone in. Yeremis picks up man of the match for a good defensive midfield display. Few yellow cards in there, a couple of assists for Paul Scholes, which Duggan will be pleased to see, and a really strong performance throughout from everybody. Really pleased to see the impact from the subs as well. Just Tomasi standing out for Hobart, 6s and 7s throughout the rest of the Hobart team, with very little creativity in there, unfortunately. So unlucky to Dan, well done to Duggan. And next we are going to the Thunder. And we've got a new tactic for Hodgie. I don't know if Hodgie's with us, I've not seen him in the chat. If you are, give us a nudge, Hodgie. You've got 20 seconds to name a captain if you're asked. If not, the computer will decide. Silvestre partners Nesta, no Maldini for Thunder. Dede in the left defensive midfield position with Stankovic and Patsoglu, Romadal and Killer Gonzalez wide, Ferguson, Brozek and Tristan. Anyone for captain, so we will let the game decide. It is Nesta, and Rox is the opposition, and he lines up like this with Blanco coming into attacking midfield for maybe Shevchenko, maybe someone else who was playing there, and Stripelakis is in for his debut up front with Paragon dropping out of the side. So we will kick off game 3 or 4-3, I think, of the evening. Townsville versus Nuku'alofa. Good luck to both in the chat, which is good to see. Hodgie will be looking for a little bit more creativity with his new setup and tactic. Casillas is injured, so Taibbi is going to come on in his place on 12 minutes. "30 minutes on the clock." It feels quite quiet in terms of chances. We've got a corner for Townsville, but it comes to nothing. Counter attack for the away side as we approach half time, and Tristan with his first goal for the club. Hodges finally lost patience with Constantinu. Tristan has come into the starting lineup and has put the Townsville Thunder 1-0 up at the break, and it looked quite even in the text, but the stats suggest that it was quite dominant from Townsville. 8 attempts, 5 on target, just a 2 for Nuku'alofa. Assist coming from the captain, Nesta, from centre-back. Killer Gonzalez doing some decent defensive work, is on an 8. No fitness concerns in there for Hodgie. Nothing really to shout about for the away side. 6s and 7s, all the fitness is okay. Just not had a lot of the ball, not created anything at all. Townsville are going to run it through, so we'll just wait for Rocks to give us the nudge. Some big names on the bench: Shevchenko, Liverani, and Saviola. And it looks like we are going to see at least one of them now. Shevchenko is going to come on. Strip eye kiss. Move Schmuck to centre mid with an arrow. And chuck Stam into Dempsey by himself. Like that, Rocks, just give us the okay, mate. Just make sure that you're happy with that. Magic. So we'll run it through to 60. See if them changes make any difference. 59, we've hit 60 minutes and not a great deal. One chance for either side after the break. Again, no real fitness concerns. 84, Barry Ferguson, the lowest for Townsville. Across at Rocks, still 6s and 7s, still no attempt on target. Rocks straight in, short onto the wing back arrows. And Saviola is going to come on for Blanco. And we're also going to see Liverani for Walker. Magic and across at Townsville. Lee Boy is going to come on for Stankovic in defensive midfield. And roll. So we will roll it through to 90 minutes. Townsville still 1-0 ahead. Yellow card for Saviola. Feels still quite Townsville dominant. Schmuck with a chance. And again. But can't get that equaliser. Yellow card, I think, Barry Ferguson there. Has Schmuck got a clutch left in him in the last 5 minutes? He hasn't, and Townsville get over the line. Plenty of attempts in the second half for Rocks, with not as much from Townsville, quite even in that last half an hour. But Townsville do run out 1-0 winners. Day in the defensive midfield trio picks up man of the match for some tackling and some key passes. Away side, Carlos on an 8, along with Cuenca and Sorchinski. Yellow cards for Carlos, Stam and Saviola. Apologies. Yep, Stam not having the best game. Defensive midfield, probably not the one for him. And 1-0, Townsville take it. Next we have the Wagga Wagga Warriors against the Bushrats. Change of shape for us tonight. I think we're the third or maybe even fourth side to play this shape this evening. Tetradze comes in for this evening with the imminent arrival of Mendieta. Puntas gets the nod at AMC behind Cizalco. And over at the Bushrats, we have got a roll from last week. Baumer and Contra out wide, Paredes and Sand. Nakata continues in midfield, Robin and Hersit behind Montella. You are indeed playing me. Good luck, my friend. We'll kick it off. Not a great deal to shout about in the first half an hour. Two of probably the best strikers in the league on show. Can either of them provide that finishing edge for their sides? Liam Pure is going to come on to replace the injured Manu Petit in a like-for-like swap, and we'll run it through for a minute or two to half time. And we get to half time. I don't think there was anything of note there. Absolutely nothing from the Warriors, not a single shot. 4 attempts, 2 on target for the Bushrats. Sam doing okay in midfield. Apart from that, 6s and 7s over at the Warriors. Some decent defensive displays to Tradza, Andre and Klomper. Cezalco's poor run continues. I think he got 4 in the first 3 games of the season and he's not scored since. But we are going to leave it as it is for now. In fact, we're not. We're going to take off Puntas and we're going to put Vries ASOL with an arrow. As is for Tato, so we'll run this through to 60. And we get to 65 minutes without anything really happening. Just a 1 attempt for Warriors and Bushrats there. Contra and Baumer doing well out wide. Sam continuing to do well in midfield. Can either side find a spark to change their fortunes? We are going to... What are we going to do? We're going to take off Riquelme and put on Kutuzov, and we're going to shift him up there. Oh. That's what we're going to do. And over at the Bushrats, we are going to have Paredes for Foe and Shearer for Hersey. Shearer into attacking midfield, and the formation can stay as it is. So, not the best 65 minutes we've seen tonight, but we'll run it through and see if we can get a winner. Yellow card for Zelius, which is pretty standard. And we have got the opening goal, and the high check from the right wing has opened the scoring. We've got 5 minutes to go. Can the Warriors hang on, or is there an equaliser for the Bushrats? Lucio picks up a yellow card, Volodenkov involved, and Kutuzov from the bench doubles the lead, and Warriors do take the 2-0 win, who came good in the last 25 minutes. Still searching for the first win, the Bushrats. Just 2 attempts from Warriors in that last 25-minute period. Nothing from the Bushrats of note. A few 8s in there from their defensive midfield players, 6s and 7s the rest. Apart from that, nothing to shout about. And Hajek picks up man of the match for his goal. Kamuna and Volodenkov pick up the assists. Kutuzov from the bench scoring, and decent in terms of ratings. Didn't create a great deal, but put the ball in the back of the net a couple of times, and we will take the 3 points. Good game. Tato unlucky. So we're over to Sutavua, who are playing Vanuatu, and they line up like this: Campbell and Woodgate, Emerton, Batty, Said and Lezarazu. Decourt still not fit, but has been named on the bench. I'm missing a sub there. I think it's the keeper. D'Alessandro's in for Rivaldo, and Ronaldo comes back in to partner Van Nistelrooy with Agahawa in attacking midfield. And Vanuatu line up like this. Did they make a change? I think they've tweaked the midfield, attacking midfield positions. Del Piero and Semak behind Cliver Veron with a cheeky little arrow from central midfield. So Semak in for his first appearance. We'll kick this one off. Vanuatu versus 2-0. And Van Nistelrooy's opened the scoring on 2 minutes for the away side. And Clivert's had the ball in the net, but it's been ruled out, and Van Nistelrooy's got his second of the game. And 2-0 lead, 2-0 inside 20 minutes. Clivert with another chance, seems to be in a rich vein of form. across all forms of competitive champ at the minute. Super League is doing well also. And there's his 100th career goal, and he has got a goal back for Steve in the first half. Feels like there's been quite a bit more action and chances in this game than the previous one. We get to half time. Vanuatu 1, 2. 5 attempts, 4 on target for the home side, 4 attempts, 3 on target for the away side. Both goals coming from Van Nistelrooy. Assists from Sol Campbell and Brett Emerton. Cross at Vanuatu. We've got an assist for Salihamidzic from right wing back for Kluivert. A couple of 8s in there. Kluivert, Salihamidzic himself, and Osisi. Some big names on the bench also for Steve. Franca, Zidane at Neto. Maybe we might see Zidane or Franca in the second half. Just wait and see. Is Steve with us? Has anybody seen Steve? Maybe I've just not been paying that much attention. He has been about, so just give him a minute. Any changes, Steve? Just give us a nudge. Who's my champ nemesis manager? I can't say particularly do well against Tato historically, but I would probably say Edwards in the Super League. Very, very rarely have beat Edwards over the last 5 or 6 years. I think a lot of people could say that with the Galactico squad he puts together, but I mean, I don't know. The stats might be completely different. So Swanee could pull up a spreadsheet and tell me that I've never beat fucking Mike or something. I don't know, but those are the two that spring to mind. Nothing from Steve, so we're going to roll it through to 60 minutes and see if he turns up with any changes. And Kluivert has got a second of the game and an equaliser. And it's the battle of the Dutch strikers this evening as Kluivert and Van Nistelrooy have a brace apiece. Just the one attempt from Vanuatu since the break and has resulted in the equaliser. Del Piero with the assist for that. Alf and his fucking breakfast, Jesus Christ. Fucking fry up FC. Oh dear. Right, any changes, chaps? Any changes in an evenly poised game? My money is on one of these two getting a hat trick and this finishing 3-2. Which way it goes, I've got absolutely no idea. Roll again, which is fantastic. Thank you. Stay gone. Is he washing his ball sack? Has he fallen asleep with a beer? Either way, he's got 10 seconds to decide if he wants to make any changes. No, nothing from Steve, so we're going to run it through to full time, and he's going to have to trust in the 11 he's got on the pitch. Let's see if we can get a win, and for no subs, first time I think in a while. that no side's made a sub in the whole game. We've got a red card for Woodgate, so a decision to make for the last 5 minutes for the away side. Trebo West is on the bench. We've got Saeed who could drop in there. Do they risk going for the win, or do they try and hold on for a point? I think a point away at Vanuatu would be decent. So just give us a nudge, Chris. 78. He's been 78 since lockdown. Westfield batting and dropping, just send him back. Smashing, no worries. Right, on the yellow card. So West into centre back. Like that. Just give us a nudge, make sure that's okay. That will be magic. Magic, thank you. Right, 5 minutes to go. Can we get a winner? Not a lot happened since the 60-minute mark. Delpy over free kick. Comes to nothing. We're into almost added time. As Vanuatu continues to come forward, West picks up a booking after he's been on the pitch about 3 minutes. So Roberto pushing forward and they've got a free kick. And Clivert has completed his hat-trick. Winning goal surely in the 90th minute. Is there a late drama and a late equaliser? No, there isn't. So Clivert wins the battle of the strikers. Vanuatu 3, Tutavua 2. And that last 20 minutes was all Vanuatu, not aided by the red card. Really unfortunate for the away side, who did go 2-0 in front. Credit to Vanuatu and Clivert come on really strong in the second half. Roberto picks up the third assist, and a really good performance from the home side. Nick Matulin's not done you guys any favours, unfortunately. With a 5. Other than that, not a bad performance at all. Probably unlucky not to come away with a point, but that's where it is. Next up, we've got the Blitz. Dimble's Blitz away at Jens Vikings. We've just got a slight tactical tweak, a little arrow added to Del Vecchio for Dimble. And over at the Vikings, we had just Terry returning for Argel. So good luck to Jens, good luck to Dims as we kick off Vikings versus the Blitz. Jens, Del Vecchio with his arrow has opened the scoring. Everything okay, Jens? You have the wrong subs. I'll just check what you sent me. I'm pretty sure the only message that you sent. Oh, let me just double check that. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Jens. You've got Terry in for Argel and then Tudor and Inzaghi on the bench for Prutton and Guede. So I'm not sure how the fuck we've ended up with Prutton and Owen on the bench. But that is an error on my part. So apologies for that. We are at half time. 4 attempts from the home side, just the 2 for the away side, who do lead 1-0. No assist for Del Vecchio's goal. Yellow cards for the midfield duo of Butt and Michelini. Vikings a 5 for John Terry back into the side. Cafu doing okay. We're going to see Ebisand for Michael Owen. I think it's a sign that Michael Owen should be on the bench. So we will kick off the second half. And Owen has equalised. You're fucking welcome, Jens. You are welcome. We've got to, it's 59 minutes, one apiece, just a one attempt from either side, I think, in that second half so far. Michael Owen with the equaliser from the substitute bench. Shotis having a decent game for the Blitz along with Del Vecchio. So we'll just give the guys a chance to make any changes. Roll again from Dimble. We'll just see if Jens wants to bring on any of his other subs that shouldn't be subs, to see if he can complete the turnaround in the second half. Both managers are going to roll with what they've got, so we will run this through to a conclusion. Two strong sides, two strong managers, evenly matched so far tonight with 20 minutes to go. And Michael Owen has doubled his tally and put Vikings 2-1 up. And that is full time. So apologies to Dimble. You're welcome to Jens. Michael Owen, who shouldn't have even been on the pitch today, has got a brace. 9 attempts, 8 on target for the Vikings, who were probably the better side. 5 attempts, 3 for the Blitz. Shotis with a decent game along with Del Vecchio. Other than that, nothing of note for the Blitz. Michael Owen naturally picks up man of the match for his 2 goals from the bench. Both goals came unassisted. Some decent defensive performances from the wide players along with Ndai and Toldo. Vikings take the game at 2-1. And what I think is the last game of the evening is the Aborigines against Wanganui. Cheers, Dims. Well played, pal. Apologies. These things happen, unfortunately. This is how the Aborigines line up. I'm pretty sure it's unchanged from last time out. And at Wanganui, we've got Bobby Keane's dropped to centre midfield again, where he's operated a little bit this season. Larson into AMC. I think that was all. Chris Hope makes the bench for the first time this season, and Aborigines against Wanganui is underway. And it is Henrik Larsson back into the side who's opened the scoring for Wanganui. Look to be taking control of this game. Aborigines coming back into it in the latter stages of the first half. We get to half time though, and Wanganui do take a 1-0 lead. 5 attempts from them, 4 on target, just a solitary attempt for the Aborigines. Tachinardi not having the best game in midfield, but Seb Frey, Lane Taram, and Gattuso doing well for the home side. Over at Mike's Wanganui, the assist coming from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for Henrik Larsson. Gary Neville picks up a yellow card. Bartes with the armband doing a decent job. Both managers are going to play on, so we will continue on. And we get past the 60-minute mark. Well, anything of note, Gattuso up to a 9 for the Aborigines. Quick look at the condition. 81, 82 for the wide players. Robert Pires, who is coming across to the Warriors after tonight's game. Just a final nudge to anybody that Duggan's going to process the transfers and put the packs out this evening. So if you've got any outstanding deals and they're not on the sheet, they won't be getting processed. Over at Wanganui, Vogel and Bartes excelling. We've got Chris Hope, Berg and Morientes on the bench for the Narrow Wanderers. The sheet, yeah, I think it is Hodgie, I'm pretty sure it is. So we're going to see Gary Neville on a yellow card come off for Chris Hope, who's going to make his debut. And done. We'll just wait and see what Daz is going to do. Daz is rolling. Fantastic. So just a one change for Savage, and we will run this through to full time. See if the Aborigines can get back into it. But it is Vieri who has doubled the lead for Wanganui and put them in control of this match. 20 minutes to go. Is there any late drama here? Or are Wanganui going to pick up the 3 points? Looking very much that way, and we get to full time. Aborigines 0, Wanganui 2. 4 attempts for the home side, 6 for the away side, with 5 on target. Goals from Vieri and Larson, assisted by Solskjaer and Eric Addo, is enough to give the away side the win over at the Aborigines. Gattuso picks up man of the match for a decent defensive midfield performance. Tachinardi, unfortunately, not so much. Frey did okay in goal. Apart from that, not a great deal to shout about for the Aborigines, and that concludes tonight's fixtures. Run through the classifieds before I get the save uploaded. Aborigines 0, Wanganui 2, as we've just seen. Dragons 2, Hobart 0, with a good performance from Dragons. Townsville pick up a 1-0 win against Nuku'alofa. Unicorns go down 1-0 to Rapa Nui. Vanuatu 3, Tutavua 2. Vikings, thanks to Michael Owen, pick up a 2-0 win against the Blitz, and the Warriors 2, Bushrats 0. Leaving the table looking like this. Vikings join Hobart on 16 points at the top of the league. A point back at Rapa Nui, with Vanuatu, Unicorns and Dragons occupying the playoff spots. Warriors level with Dragons in 7th, then Blitz, Nuku'alofa, Townsville, Wanganui, Tutavua in 12th. Aborigines and Bushrats still looking for their first win. Fixtures next time out: Nuku'alofa against the Warriors, Bundaberg versus Townsville, Bushrats, Unicorns, Hobart Aborigines, Rapa Nui, Vanuatu, Tutavua Dragons, and Wanganui versus the Vikings. Quick look at the team stats. Wanganui top the form table, unbeaten in the last 5. Bushrats rooted to the bottom as they are the league table. Player stats. Zalius continues to top the average ratings. Vieira, Collins and Serginho all in excess of 8 for their rating. Collins 9 goals, closely followed by Cliver, who's up to 8 now thanks to his hat-trick tonight, and Totti on 6 assists. Serginho on 4, 3 for Addo, for Wanganui, Guerrero on 3 also for Vordenkov and Zambrotta, Elber, and a few other players. Quick look at the tackles. Elias on 9.2 is ridiculous. Number of tackles from the main man. Kamana as well on 8. Okay, I will get the save loaded. Apologies for the late show and the quick run through, but needs must sometimes, unfortunately. So I'll get the save uploaded, hand it over to Duggan, who can then get it passed on to Dan for the weekend. So thanks for joining me, gents. I will catch you all soon. Cheers.